The muzzle is off. Let go of the shame, remove all the pain, block it out like a troll on your timeline. The past is what made you who you are today. Embrace it, let it go like an exhale. Remove it, remove it, remove it. The muzzle is off.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the Muzzle is Off podcast, where I am your host, Nikia Monet. I know it has been a while, hasn't it? Yes, it has, but that's all right. I am not going to be before y'all long. I'm really not. Got things to do, and it doesn't require me sitting up here for 2 hours, so I will not be before y'all long. But I said to myself, I wouldn't be me if I didn't sound off on everything that has been transpiring, especially this past week, especially since the Grammys. There's just been so much happening. And, you know, anytime there's a lot happening, I'm either going to do one of two things. I'm either going to get quiet or I'm going to get loud. And today I'm going to choose to take the muzzle off and get a little loud for y'all, okay? So I hope y'all bear with me tonight, because I just think that there's so much to say and so little to say all at the same time. And I'm going to start it off like this, right? So I have literally sat back and watched every single last vile church bully in the world come out of their shell in order to attempt to try and make themselves extremely relevant. And the sad part about it is that 9 times out of 10, when stuff like this happens, they become relevant. And I say that to say, number one reason why they become relevant is because what they begin to find are all the additional people that have a warped view of God just like they do. So then that group then goes and flocks to them. And then what they also find is a group of people that have always been curious and not too sure, but I think this is how I feel, so you know what, this might be right. And then they flock to them. Then you have the others that just absolutely just love anything that has anything to do with mess. So then they flock to them. And then what happens is when you have all these various different groups of confused, people that lack real knowledge, people that lack real wisdom, people that lack real understanding, and you get all of these groups of people flocking together, especially in a time like this called social media, where you make money off of the amount of your following, you make money off of the amount of your viewership, you make money, you know, by people sending you stars, you make money because people will literally sit there and send you a Cash App. You make all of this money based off of continuing with rhetoric that you yourself more than likely know is not true, but you know it gets you paid, so therefore you're going to continue in that realm. I have seen this done over and over again, and especially within the church world. I have seen this done more times than I can count, and I think it's utterly disgusting, if I may be frank. And I may, because it's my show, so I'm gonna be as frank as I want to be. How about that? But I find it to be very vile. I find it to be very egregious. I find it to be very disturbing, because one of the things that I have seen is that 9 times out of 10, people that create these large followings also have a larger fall. Okay, I've seen it done time and time again with various different people in and outside of the church. You create this large following based on these rigid set of rules that you state God said. And then the moment people find out that you do not live by those same rules that you're trying to force feed the people that have now become your following, you then fall. And a lot of times you fall heavily. And there have been a lot of people that have then felt some type of way because they have supported and pushed you in your plight, and then you fall because you don't live up to the same word in which you're trying to force feed down everyone else. One of the things about myself that that I have learned over time is that the saying is very true. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And when I say that today, what I am saying is that one of the biggest things that people have been attempting to allow people to drink is truth. And the problem is that there's so many different truths out here that the minute you speak a truth that is different than what the consensus says, automatically you have got to be the devil. You have got to be worshiping Satan. You have got to be part of the Antichrist's group, because clearly you can't believe and worship God. Absolutely false. And I'm going to tell you why. One of the things that I have prided myself with was my ability to seek out information. And with that ability to seek out information, it allows a person to gain knowledge. Wisdom is nothing but applied knowledge. So the more you increase in wisdom is because the more you have increased in knowledge and in the application thereof that knowledge. So I happen to be one that loves to seek out knowledge. And one of the classes that I took while I was completing my studies was a history class on colonization. And, you know, one of the great things that I can say is that taking that class enlightened me to so much that it allowed me to see things differently. Okay, let's start there. And one of the things that I appreciate about knowledge is your ability to continuously grow in that thereof knowledge. So I might have thought one way yesterday, but I might have went back, I might have studied, I might have did something different, and now I am enlightened to something new. Okay. Now, let me say this. For some reason, people in the church world have made Beyonce and other artists their target. Okay. And I say target because that's what they're doing. It's a target. Okay. If you mean to tell me, Nakia Monet, that the devil that I need to be worried about is going to a concert to hear an artist put on a performance. And that's the devil that I need to worry about in 2023? You mean to tell me that I need to be worried about a Grammy performance as the devil in 2023? You mean to tell me that I, Nakia Monet, need to be concerned with my soul salvation in 2023 due to music, TV, what I read, what I hear, how I dress, how I speak, what I consume. 2023. If that's the case, then let me say this. Christian fragility is at an all-time high. You are weak. You are absolutely weak. And your focus is wrong. None of this stuff is your focus. And it's not. None of it is your focus. It should have never been the focus of the church to attempt to control what people do in their private lives. The focus of the church was to teach Christ and the cross. Teach Christ and the cross. Teach redemption. Teach forgiveness. Teach, hard one. It's the L word. Love. L word. Redemption, salvation, redemption, salvation, love. Forgive. F word. Forgiveness, hope, joy, peace, kindness, long suffering. But we want to focus on the devil, condemnation, hell, demons, imps, witches, warlocks, seances, everything that does not really in this day and age matter. Y'all want to focus on whether people burning sage. Y'all want to focus on whether a person is wearing red. The devil don't even wear red. Y'all dumb as hell for getting on your little platforms, okay, and screaming about Sam Smith. The devil don't even wear. I got red glasses on. You know what? I got red glasses on right now, and my hair got a little bit of red, some orange up in it. You know what I'm saying? This symbolizes Satan because it's red. Now, the song he sang, Unholy or whatever the case may be, what in the whole hell are you listening to it for anyway? I control what I hear. I have this thing right here that's called a remote control. Remote control. Why is this a remote control? Number one, because it works remotely. And then it controls the darn TV. I got a whole volume button on here. Channel, rewind, fast forward, pause, guide, scroll up, scroll down. All these little numbers here. I can even mic check 1 2 1 2 and speak into the mic and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not that type of mic check, but you know this mic check because it's got a mic. Never mind. Okay. I could do all these things on this darn thing. So if I didn't want to watch something, guess what? Hello, I don't want to watch that. Turn to this. And guess what the TV gonna do at the sound of my voice? Control on this thing. Turn the freaking channel. You mean to tell me you dummies can't turn a channel? Turn the channel. Y'all got the all damn audacity audacity. You sat through the whole thing, watched it, then get angry. Oh, this symbolizes. Shut up. With your weak Christianity. Shut up. Because let me say this. I never forget, and my sister is my witness. When I first joined the good church world, a good maybe 2 months in, I was like, oh, I can't listen to no more rap music. That is of the devil. That is not of God. Take all this stuff. I don't want none of these. I don't want, because at that time we all still had CDs. I don't want none of these CDs. Okay. You could take all this stuff. This is trash. I don't want to listen to none of this stuff. Take it all. R&B. Oh no. Man, that crap lasted for a good 4 months. I was like, give me my shit back. Give it back. Nope. I like music too much. Music don't make me want to do nothing. Music don't move me to do anything that I wasn't going to do sober. Nope. Nope. I ain't that weak. I'm not that weak. Same thing goes for anybody else. If you can be controlled by something, then you need to figure that out within self. Because things, substances, music, what I see on TV, none of that stuff controls me, because my mind is more powerful than what I'm watching or what I'm seeing or what I'm listening to, or even who I'm around. Everybody doesn't suffer from the disease of I'm a product of my environment. Everybody doesn't suffer from that. You want to know why everyone doesn't suffer from that? Because there are those that can look outside of the circumstances and say, I don't want to be this. Now, for those that fall victim of being a product of their environment, okay, because we know that there are those who do. What happens when you fall victim to being a product of your environment is either one or two things. Depending upon your environment. If it is a negative environment, you're going to have a negative outcome. And if it is a positive environment, you'll have a positive outcome. Now, if you have someone, because everybody is not a leader. There are some people who are naturally followers, like them little demons that Miss Honey got following her. I'll get back to her though, because I'm gonna get there, because I'm getting there right now. I'm on an express train. I got to get there. Now, you have some people that are natural born followers, and they're going to follow whatever the trend is. That, my dear person, is a mentality. That is not because they're being controlled. Oh, because these people are devil worshipers. Oh, because they're trying to do. No, it's a mentality. You want to know why? Because me growing up, my mother has always instilled in me and my sister, you are to be a leader, not a follower. If I see that you are a follower, we're going to have a problem. So my daughters will not be followers of anybody and anything. Y'all, you, Jesse and Kia, y'all going to be leaders, okay? Period. It's a mentality that you are literally born with in order for you to become your own individual. Now, getting to music. Since y'all love to focus on Beyonce, I said to myself, if I was Beyonce and I saw all of this negativity out here surrounding me, all of these people whom I've never met, whom I can care less about, sitting here calling me a devil, calling me a witch, calling me a worker of iniquity, basically saying that I don't even deserve to have the right to even bear my own children, to even live. I do not have the right to do anything because this group has decided to single me out and attack me without even knowing my own heart. That's what I have a problem with you fake ass Christians about, because you sit here and you attack a person without knowing a person, without knowing their heart, without knowing their posture. This woman has probably done a whole lot more charity than any one of you have done, and you sit here and you attack her. You say, I don't like the poem that she read. Shut up with your weak-minded self. Number freaking one, it was a poem written by a young woman. Who knows where that young woman and where her mind was at when she wrote that poem? But for whatever reason, when Beyonce sat down and she was going through and figuring out for Lemonade, Beyonce said, that's how I feel. Because my husband was cheating on me. I kept catching him cheat on me. And this final last time, I said, I need to go in isolation. Half y'all women, half y'all out here know exactly how the hell she felt. Because some of y'all done had your little husbands, boyfriends, baby daddies, whatever the hell they were, cheat on you. Multiple times in your face, people told you about it. And what did you do? If you was a woman of God like myself, you went into prayer to get the answer. That's what that poem is talking about. Y'all hung up on one little part of that poem where it says, I plugged up my menses with pages from the holy book. Well, guess what? If the damn book is here to protect, the same way how a woman uses a tampon and plugs it up in her vagina to prevent the freaking flow from getting all over and causing a crazy mess, all she's saying is, I use the pages of a holy book to hold me up. Y'all are dumb. And you're dumb and you're wrong about the wrong stuff. You complain about the wrong stuff. I seen half of y'all come out against Beyonce, and I ain't seen none of y'all come out against the egregious crap that goes on within the own four walls of the church, and you got the audacity to talk about Beyonce. Deal with your own stuff. Deal with your own house. Clean up your own house. Clean it up. Deal with, you got Miss Honey over here with her fake prophesying self. This is everybody, and I know a lot of y'all went and did it because some of y'all was looking at me like I was crazy when I said, I ain't going out there buying no damn Listerine. What the hell wrong with y'all? Go buy Listerine. That's going to be the trick for COVID. And here y'all dummies go buying Listerine. Y'all done went to every single last store, bought up all the darn Listerine in the world. And what happened? Nothing. Because half of y'all that bought the Listerine, I know for a fact you caught COVID. Act like you didn't, and I'll call you out. This is the year of the bride. How the heck is it? God done called the year of the bride for you and still left you single. And then, all damn audacity to sit up here and basically tell the people, may the dealings of the Lord be upon you if you go to a concert. Let me say this. If God is that petty over a concert, may the dealings of the Lord be upon every concert goer. Are you dumb? How many concerts have all of y'all done attended, and God knows, and he gonna be mad about this one Beyonce concert? One? Christian fragility is at an all-time high. You're weak, and you're weak-minded, and because you're weak-minded, you go along. And let me say this. I don't care how nice the other lady said it, that all of y'all are acting also enlightened about. Let me say this, and this is why I said education in the beginning is the key, okay? Do y'all, if any of y'all would just pick up a book, see, and this is the problem, and I'm gonna tell you what the problem is, because I remember I had the same issue when I was stuck in the good Black church world. I was told not to seek out secular education. Secular, that's y'all word, not my word, because I call it education. I was told not to seek out secular education. I was told that I just need to go to seminary and I need to understand theology and I need to read scholarly books. And this is what I need to do because this is what I have been taught. So therefore, I just need to read that which is scholarly and all this other extra things because, you know, that's how you become well versed in the Bible. And I still went on and went ahead and did my secular education because I said what I'm not going to be is that person. Okay. So now When you go to the .edu school and you obtain your bachelor's or whatever, in whatever degree, one of the requirements is that you have to take history. Now, I don't know what history classes some of y'all have taken. I really don't know, but I know for whatever reason, I got stuck on colonization. And I really didn't want to take colonization because I really wasn't concerned, nor was I really interested in colonization because I'm not necessarily interested in the colonizers. However, I am very, very, very glad that I actually did take colonization because it opened my eyes to some truths that I probably wouldn't have known, and I probably would have continued on with the wrong belief system, truth be told, had I not been enlightened to the truth about colonization and how the colonizers basically, when they were colonizing this earth, because they didn't just come here, they went to South America, they went to Central America, they then went to Africa in order to colonize even in Africa. And what I remember in my studies, because I took colonization of Latin America, right? Which is so odd because in order to deal with colonization of Latin America, you have to deal with the colonization that took place in Africa and all other places, and then deal with Latin America at the same time. So now I had to sit through a class of all of these, and I had to read a whole lot. So my brain was literally in overdrive of everything that I was reading. And one of the things that I read was with regards to a person by the name of Domingo Alvarez. Look him up, read the book. It might help some of you. Now, when I read these stories about Domingo Alvarez, and I read a few other ones, about Tupac Amaru, and I ain't talking about Tupac Shakur like two and then Pac. No, I'm talking about the real Tupac Amaru, whom he was named after. When I began to really and truly sit back and study and understand colonization and what colonization really did, what they did was they went into all of these countries because they were searching for that which was going to make them rich. Who? The Spaniards, okay? And who else? The Queen. The one that some of y'all were so distraught about passing. Okay, fine. Now, as they went, because one of the conquests of the conquistadors was to find this new land, this new earth that was supposed to be filled with all of these riches and all this other extra stuff. And what they found was a bunch of indigenous people. And when they found these indigenous people, what they began to find was that which that was rich on those lands, right? So you got rice in some Africa, diamonds, gold, a lot of things they began to find in these lands, but these lands were owned by those in which inhabited those lands at that time. Whether that meant you was African, whether that meant you was indigenous, South American, Central American, Aztecs, Mayans, or that's who they found, right? And one of the things that they found was that these people were strong believers in their faith. Whatever their belief system was, whether it was the sun, the moon, the stars, whatever the case, but they were strong in their beliefs. And the very first thing that the colonizers had to do was break their belief in the system that they followed. How did they do that? Oh, I'm so glad y'all wanted history today. How they did it was they taught them that what they believed was of the devil and that they needed to convert over to Christianity. How do you get people to convert over to Christianity? I'll tell you. You basically make them question everything that they have ever done, every practice that they did, and you begin to tell them that is witchcraft. And then you begin to show them your book in which your book says that that is evil. You begin to show them and you begin to break them. And then guess what they did? If you resisted the conversion, you were murdered. So half this foolishness that y'all believe, true story, about African spiritualization, how you believe it's witchcraft, how you believe it is not of God, how you believe that all it is a bunch of casting spells and all that stuff. All of that belief comes from colonization. But because we don't study, because we're unlearned, we sit here and we regurgitate the same. Man, do you know how long colonization was? And it's like when I hear some of y'all, when I hear you, I'm like, you would think y'all just stepped out of the 1500s because of how uneducated you are. Because one of the things that Jay-Z rapped in that great song he had, he said, we were taught to love you, but hate ours. That's what we were taught. We were taught how to hate our own culture. We were taught to hate our origin. We were taught to despise us in order to do what? Embrace them and embrace their way. And because we have been indoctrinated into this for hundreds of years, y'all get up here and you spew the same vile message that the colonizers spewed in order to get us to hate our very existence. And the way you do it today is you attempt to stamp God on it and call it God, and then you attempt to then call death upon those whom do not agree with you, and then you attempt to twist the word of God in order for it to suit your agenda, the same way in which the colonizers did. That is the awakening that Beyonce went through, because y'all seem to forget that she is a believer. Y'all seem to really think that this woman worships the devil. The devil is a liar. You are a liar, and the truth ain't even in none of you, because you have the audacity to accuse a woman whom you've never met. You guys seem to forget that there is a such thing called art. I'm sorry, I didn't know none of y'all ever took art history. Well, guess who did? And there's a lot of things within art, because what the colonizers did when they began to realize that the people were not going along with them, they took the images that the people were using and put it in the Bible and called it evil. But you're uneducated. And because of your lack of education, you spew the same nonsense because you're uneducated. Go back to school. Oh, you don't want to do that, right? Understood. Because you'd rather be uneducated. And guess what? You're no longer ignorant. You're just dumb. See, and some of y'all get offended by that. But see, the ignorance is therefore a lack of knowledge, but you refuse to even seek out that knowledge. Therefore, that makes you dumb. Because a dummy doesn't want to learn nothing new. A dummy wants to stay in the same position that they're in. A dummy doesn't want to elevate. A dummy doesn't want to come into real knowledge. A dummy wants to stay what? Deaf, dumb, and blind. And that's what I am seeing across these airwaves. A bunch of deaf, dumb, and blind people attempting to lead a bunch of deaf, dumb, and blind people. And where are you leading them into? Dumbness. And why? Why? When there is, here's the thing, right? If you want the knowledge and if you want the information, all you have to do is go out there and what? Go get it. One of the things that I appreciate about college education is the fact that, especially depending upon the professor in which you get, and especially a professor that appreciates truth, they're going to teach you the unadulterated truth. Hence the reason why critical race theory is so important today. Hence the reason why it is also important for every single Black person to fully understand the history and the nature and the culture of Africa. And let me say this, and I'm going to be very blunt here. I don't care what some of these African Christians are telling anybody. I don't. They've been indoctrinated as well. Because you're afraid of truth. I literally, man, if you could see and understand, like, I I literally can give y'all books to read. And like I said, what y'all need to really start doing is really study Tupac Amaru. Study Domingo Alvarez. Study what really happened during the Haitian Revolution. Study. You want to know what? Because and these are the things that you're so unlearned about that you have no idea what happened with this Bible. See, I still read my Bible. I still study it, but I study it from a different lens. I study it from a lens of understanding history and having the knowledge base to know that some of the images that, and I'm pointing because my Bible is right here, that some of the images that they have depicted as evil literally were added into the Bible because the colonizers needed to prove to the people that what they were doing was evil. And you want to know there was only one group of people that they couldn't get over on that with, and that was a group. I want to say they were out of Central America. They couldn't get over on them because that group was saying, I mean, I hear what you're saying. Okay, fine. If you want us to say God, okay. However, this works right here. Because look at this. And they literally had to bargain with them. Hence the reason why in certain cultures, they've embraced both. And that's okay. But when you really and truly study what happened to Domingo Alvarez, you'll understand what the heck I'm talking about. Because he was an African. Don't get fooled by the name. He was African. And he was a healer, spiritual healer. And he was healing them people left and right. You hear me? Healing them. And the way how he was able to do what he was able to do was because their heart was in the right position for healing. Watch what I'm about to tell you. So now the colonizers see what he's doing. And they're trying to get the people to understand that he's evil. But the people are like, I don't know how he could be evil because healing is happening, right? And so what happened was one of the soldiers fell ill, very ill, darn near death. And see, the colonizers were just going to let him die because, God didn't heal you, so clearly something must be wrong with you. Well, Sir Soldier went to Domingo Alvarez and got himself some healing, okay? That caused them to attempt to arrest and murder Domingo Alvarez, and he escaped. He escaped with the people that was with him and created an entire compound of what? Healing. And what happened? One of the king's wives was so infatuated with him that she went. And they said that he turned her mad. That wasn't the truth. It wasn't that he turned her mad. It was the fact that her healing couldn't happen because her heart was evil. See, there's a lot that goes on that's been written in these pages that have been taken from the healing power of what the Africans were doing. And then it was added in and made it look like there's God. It's all written, but you don't study, so you wouldn't know that. So when y'all look at people like Beyonce and y'all look at everyone else and they're worshiping this and they're worshiping that. Since when do you think that it is okay for you to judge a person's awakening? All because you read a whole bunch of books over here that tell you that this is wrong. All because you decided to take upon for yourself the colonizers' religion. See, I can still love Jesus all day, okay, and all night, okay, because no one can tell me that there is not a God. And no one can tell me that he didn't send his son. That's my personal belief. But what you won't do is you won't then get me to jump on your bandwagon of hate and of vileness in order to attack and berate and accuse someone else. See, you guys, a lot of y'all have become the accuser. And now that you have become the accuser, you now get mad at those of us that are telling you you're wrong. Well, I'm going to be the first one. I don't care what Jackie Hill Perry said. She was wrong. I don't care what Tiffany Montgomery said. She was wrong. The Lord is not telling anyone, nor is he showing through anybody's 1 Corinthians that Beyonce is possessed by a demon. I don't care what prayer Tasha Cobb thought she was saying. Your prayers ain't going to penetrate Beyonce. Because Beyonce don't need none of y'all prayers. All y'all running around, I'm going to pray for Beyonce. I'm going to pray. She don't need y'all prayers. She doesn't. Because that woman is free. She been free. She more free than half of y'all. Half y'all sitting up here miserable as hell, living your little miserable lives. And you sitting up here thinking you're going to pray for her. That woman got more charity in her life than some of y'all will ever have. What that woman has done for Black people whom she's never met far surpasses what you have done. The lives in which she blesses, the lives in which she touches. And you think that it's okay for you to attempt to take that away from her, a woman, a Black woman, a mother, a wife, a daughter, a sister, a aunt, a cousin, a friend. You, Christians, have shown your fragility. You have also shown your ignorance. You have also shown your stupidity. You have also shown your vileness. You have also shown your jealousy. You have also shown your hate. And you wonder why people say, I can't F with them. I can't do it. I don't want to be like them. And you think that it's because of people like me that will stand here 10 toes all the way down and stand in truth. No, it's not because of people like me. It's because of you and your mouth. I literally sat up here and I watched this woman, so-called self-proclaimed prophet, attempt to berate an innocent woman because the woman didn't agree with what she said. And then I watched how this so-called prophet brigade go and attack this woman and call this woman everything but a child of God. You think God is in that? Because the last time I checked, when Peter cut the ear of the soldier, Jesus rebuked him and healed the soldier's ear. So you mean to tell me that it's okay? And I see a lot of y'all do that. A lot of y'all with these large followings, when someone says anything, and I'm coming down every row because I don't agree with none of it. Y'all ones, because someone says something against your pastor. Y'all ones, because someone says something against the person in which you're following, and you think that it's okay for you to then go and attack. You're no better. You are no better. Because it's not okay. Okay? Because when Peter did it in the defense of Jesus, Jesus rebuked him. All y'all deserve to be rebuked. None of y'all have the spirit of the true and living God acting like that. None of you. None of you. And guess what? Y'all owe a whole lot of apologies. First, you owe it to yourself for being dumb. Secondly, you owe it to everyone in which you have attacked. Y'all really sitting up here like as if God told me when he spoke to me that I needed to, the first thing that came to my mind was Beyonce. Of all the things in this world that he could tell you you needed to get rid of, he told you Beyonce. I'm happy God don't speak to me like that, because of insignificance, to tell me not to listen to a singer, I am really going to question this God and say, God, of all the things that is going on in my life, that's the one thing you said I needed to get rid of? Of all the things that's happening here, that's the only thing that's separating me from you? You got to be kidding me. And y'all foolish, just foolish. Oh my God, that was so good. It was so enlightening. I am just so blessed by this. Meanwhile, y'all been done got in your car, turned on the radio, and been cuffing it up. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying. Christian fragility is at an all-time high. And it's showing today. It's showing today because there is a grave lack of education, real education. It's called history. And some of y'all need to go back to school and learn some history. Learn it. Learn what really happened. Learn how these pages in your Bible were created. Learn it. Learn what was added in order for the colonizers to basically tell everyone, no, that's the devil. Mm-mm. That is the devil. Mm-mm. Sage, no, that is the devil. Mm-mm. Ocean, no. It's Jesus. Jesus is the son. Jesus is the son. You ain't no ocean. No, Jesus. Say that, Jesus. And every single time they needed to come up with something, they had to add it in because it needed to make sense. And they knew that the indigenous people, they knew that the Africans, they knew that they needed to see it in writing for it to be true. And that's exactly what's been happening ever since then, all the way till now. And y'all the ones that sit up here and spew the same dumbness every chance y'all get. Y'all mad at Sam Smith. Y'all mad at Damar Hamlin because of his jacket. And Damar is a believer. Y'all had the audacity to attack that man. And I'm so happy he stood 10 toes down against all of y'all and didn't apologize to not near none of y'all. Because I wouldn't apologize to not near none of y'all either. Y'all are lost. And your attitude is disgusting because you don't understand art. And everything that even remotely looks like an image. You want to know something? Half of y'all running around here with this black Jesus, okay? You know they came against the black Jesus, right? That ain't no real Jesus. That ain't no this. Oh, that is a work of the devil. Ain't no black Jesus. Ain't no, and y'all all stood 10 toes down with your black Jesus. I see some of y'all with all your little African stuff hanging in the, I never forget when a prophet told me, you need to get rid of all that African symbolism. That is of the devil. And I see y'all running around with your African symbolisms and stuff, all the little masks and all that stuff on your walls and stuff, while y'all going live and stuff. I see all this stuff. Everything that people have actively come against. And y'all sit up here and support these wayward ones. No, absolutely not. I'm not. You can't get me to. And that's where I'm at with it. So I'm going to say this in my good closing. Y'all leave Beyonce alone and worry about what goes on in your own house. Have y'all children out here sleeping around, probably gay and don't want to tell you because all y'all do is spew all this hate out your mouths against everybody, because that's all you do. Is you just spew hate. I ain't never seen so many people spew so much hate in the world. You spew hate and it ain't even, and it's misguided hate at that. It's just totally misguided hate, and it's honestly it's truly a depiction of your own mind and how warped your mind is, because that's the hate you spew. I think it's utterly disgusting that y'all think that this is okay. Oh, okay. Well, let me tell my sister I'm running late. Oops, running late. See, I told you I wasn't supposed to be on here for this long, and now I'm on here. Now I'm running late because I told myself I was gonna do. I told myself I was only gonna be on here for 30 minutes, and it's 50. Got me running late, so I'm gonna end with this because see, you know, I truly believe that some of y'all are crazy. No, let me not use crazy because that's insensitive. I truly believe some of y'all are just unlearned. Bible. Proverbs 6:16 through 19. There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. I done watched all of this stuff play out because of a Beyonce concert, because of ticket prices, and because of a Grammy performance. Oh, a false witness who pours out lies. Oh, how y'all have lied on a woman whom you don't even know. And a person who stirs up conflict in the community. Oh, my God. The conflict that has been stirred by an ignorant, fatherless person in the spirit who has no covering, who says that their covering is God. They don't need to answer to no man here on this good. Are you crazy? You got to be 2 fries short of your Happy Meal to think that I would ever follow someone that has absolutely no real accountability on this earth. Now, granted, some of y'all with accountability ain't got none because your accountability ain't real accountability. But I ain't talking about that tonight. I'll get to that part another time. But you have got to be out your mind if you think I'm going to follow someone that ain't accountable to no one. That's why half your little jellyback selves was running around here going and buying Listerine thinking you was about to get married and stuff. But I'm going to leave that alone because I'm over it now. And I hope y'all over it too. Because I'm telling you right now, some of y'all, y'all just run to evil real quick. And that ain't got nothing to do with no concert. You run to it by the vileness that spews out of people's mouths, and y'all quick to run. Oh, let me go see. Oh, let me go see that. Oh, I want. Oh. That's evil. You run to it. The Lord said that's detestable. That's in the word. Since y'all like, to run back to the Bible so much, that's detestable. He said he hates that. It's written in there. Proverbs 6. Read it for yourself. I think it'll help you. I think it'll help half of y'all mind y'all business. Honestly, I do think that. I think that if y'all really focus on the business that pays you, which is you, I think that it will help all y'all a whole lot more. Worry about your business. Worry about your house. Worry about where your kids are going. Worry about where your family go. Worry about those things. But y'all be worrying about everything that ain't right. And I don't know why that is. So these are my 2, 3, 4, and 5 cents that I done dropped into this pool because I can drop it in wherever I want. With that, good night, y'all.